Oleksander Usyk came at it once again. Dressed as a hitman at the face-off, Oleksander Usyk not only stared dead straight at Tyson Fury, but also trolled him in a very unusual manner.
What's in the briefcase, Oleksander?
It's just character.
Usyk brought a suitcase with his hitman attire and opened the suitcase upon asking. Contrary to the belief that it might have some money or some documents to get signed before the rematch, it had a big-sized photograph from their last match where Tyson Fury was getting punched by Usyk. He picked the picture and asked for an autograph from Tyson.
Yes. To confirm this is a photograph of the first fight, Oleksander Usyk is asking Tyson Fury to sign it.
Kontrakt. 50 milionów złotych.
Picture of me taking a picture left. Nice one. Oleksander, if you'd like to show the...
You will find it tomorrow on eBay.
He brought touches of laughter to everyone in the room, but only the rematch will decide who will conquer the belts once again. Tyson Fury, known as the Gypsy King, confidently shared his prediction for the upcoming rematch against Oleksander Usyk. Reflecting on his career, Fury noted that he has managed to knock out his opponent in every rematch he has faced. He emphasized that he was mindful of the delicate nature of the rematch and will be approaching it with the necessary focus and awareness.
I have to be a little bit more focused and a little bit more smart to get the victory. As it would seem, my rematch with people is always ends up one way. I always end up knocking them out in the rematch. Whoever I've faced more than once has been knocked out in the rematch. So I'm envisaging something similar in the second fight with Usyk.
The tension is building as Tyson Fury and Oleksander Usyk prepare to step into the ring once again on December 21st in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. This fight comes on the heels of their first encounter earlier in the year, which left the boxing world stunned as Usyk claimed victory by split decision, becoming the undisputed heavyweight champion. During the face-off ahead of his rematch with Oleksander Usyk, Tyson Fury expressed his excitement for the upcoming fight, praising their first encounter in May. He acknowledged that Usyk won the fight fairly, admitting that it was a close contest, decided by a narrow margin. Fury emphasized that with just a bit more focus and less complacency, he believes he can secure the victory this time around. Fury said, "I'm just looking forward to a fantastic fight. You know, last time in May, it was a fantastic fight. Alexander won the fight fair and square. Just looking to put on a great fight again. You know, it was very close last time, got it by a point. A little bit more focus, a little bit more lack of complacency, and I should do the job I need to do. Nothing drastic has to change, a bit more of the same, and I will be victorious." The night of the last fight was a nightmare for Tyson Fury. That night, Fury, known for his resilience and showmanship, suffered his first professional loss, a defeat that has set the stage for what is now one of the most anticipated rematches in boxing history. Usyk remained calm and confident heading into the rematch. At a pre-fight press conference in London, Usyk added a bit of humor to the event by arriving dressed as the character Agent 47 from the Hitman video game series. His relaxed demeanor suggests that he feels no pressure despite the stakes. In their first fight, Usyk showcased his technical mastery, especially in the second half of the bout. Fury initially started strong, using his size and reach advantage to try and keep the Ukrainian at bay. When asked about his motivation for once again climbing the mountain of heavyweight champions, Oleksander Usyk delivered a concise and focused response. Usyk made it clear that his dedication to his craft and unwavering focus are what fuel him, rather than any outside factors or emotional motivations. Usyk replied, "I don't have motivation, only my regime, only my concentration. This is my motivation." Tyson Fury and Frank Warren have had a long-standing professional relationship that has spanned more than a decade. Warren was instrumental in Fury's comeback after his hiatus from boxing in 2016, helping him regain momentum in the sport after personal struggles. Under Warren's promotion, Fury fought major bouts, including his famous trilogy with Deontay Wilder. Together, they have navigated the highs and lows of Fury's career, from his downfall to his rise as a heavyweight champion once again. Frank Warren, on the face-off, emphasized the historic nature of the first fight, noting that it was the first time all 4 heavyweight titles were on the line between 2 undefeated fighters. Warren praised the fight for being a top-quality heavyweight bout, and he expressed his belief that the rematch would be just as good, if not better.
It's history, first time the 4 belts were on the line. You had 2 undefeated fighters going into the fight. It was a magnificent fight, unbelievably top quality heavyweight bout, and the next one is going to be, I think, every bit as good, if not better, because they've been in the ring with each other. They've shared that ring. I know they've got respect for each other, and I know they'll be looking for clues to try and negate what they feel the other guy's best moves will be and so forth. But you know what? It's just going to be great.
Eddie Hearn has a storied history with both Tyson Fury and Oleksander Usyk, having promoted major fights involving Usyk, particularly against Anthony Joshua. While he has often been involved in potential negotiations for Fury's matchups, Hearn has largely remained on the sidelines due to Frank Warren and Bob Arum promoting Fury. During the recent Fury-Usyk face-off, Hearn joined the discussion at the invitation of Warren and Arum, highlighting the collaborative effort to bring this monumental rematch to life. Eddie Hearn first expressed his amazement at witnessing the first fight between Tyson Fury and Oleksander Usyk, noting that the experience was unusual for him because he wasn't directly involved with either fighter. Despite this, Hearn was fully captivated by the bout, describing how the excitement made the hairs on the back of his neck stand up and his heart race.
I think they mentioned Alex Krasuk. The amazing thing is seeing this fight not once but twice in 7 months, because the best way to describe this fight is the first one. It's very unusual for me to be in that position watching two guys that I don't have any business in, and the hairs on the back of my neck was standing up. My heart was beating out of my chest watching this fight.
In the first part of his statement, Eddie Hearn expressed his love for boxing, calling the fight between Tyson Fury and Oleksander Usyk the ultimate event in the sport. He acknowledged how close the fight was when the final decisions were being read, emphasizing that it was difficult to know which way it would go. Hearn said, "I love boxing, and for me that was the ultimate in the sport of boxing, the undisputed heavyweight world championship. And listen, as an outsider, as someone with no skin in the game, let's be honest, this fight was close. When those decisions were being read out, no one knew which way it was going to go." Hearn continued by praising Usyk as a remarkable fighter and reflecting on Usyk's rise through both divisions to achieve undisputed status. However, he also highlighted Tyson Fury's ability to prove everyone wrong, admitting that every time he has bet against Fury, the British heavyweight has managed to defy expectations. Hearn urged that Fury should not be counted out in their rematch. Hearn added, "Oleksander Usyk proved himself as the pound-for-pound #1 in the sport, just a remarkable fighter, undisputed cruiserweight world champion, undisputed heavyweight world champion. And you know, every time I've bet against Tyson Fury, he's proved everybody wrong, so you can't rule him out in this fight." Usyk, with his superior footwork and precise punching, found his rhythm and began to dominate as the fight progressed. The 9th round was particularly decisive, as Usyk landed a series of clean shots that visibly hurt Fury. At one point, Fury was forced to take a standing count, a moment that would later prove to be a critical point in the judges' eyes. While the scorecards reflected a close fight, it was Usyk's ability to adapt and take control in the later rounds that earned him the win. The loss was a bitter pill for Fury to swallow. Coming off his thrilling trilogy with Deontay Wilder, Fury was seen as the favorite going into the fight. But Usyk's slick movement, paired with his relentless pressure, exposed holes in Fury's game that few had seen before. The normally unshakable Gypsy King seemed off balance and struggled to land the kind of impactful shots that had become his trademark. His conditioning, often questioned in the past, appeared to falter as Usyk continuously circled around him, slipping punches and countering with precision.
He caught me in round 9, didn't he? Not round 8.
But
round
your
9.
nose went in round 8, right?
I never had a broken nose or nothing. He just punched me in the nose. I had a busted nose and watery eyes. But yeah, I don't think anything went wrong. It's just boxing. I got caught and that was it.
Eddie Hearn analyzed Tyson Fury's performance in his first fight with Oleksander Usyk, noting that Fury seemed comfortable in the first half of the bout. However, Hearn pointed out that things shifted in the 9th round when Fury got hurt badly, which turned the momentum in Usyk's favor. Hearn said, "I felt quite comfortable with what he was doing in the first half of the fight. I don't know whether he switched off or Usyk just switched it up. I worry a little bit about his punch resistance compared to what it used to be, because Usyk is not a puncher and had him all over the place. If his punch resistance is still decent, I think he should be more aggressive, take more chances, and step on Usyk when he can." Tyson Fury, reflecting on his last performance, proudly discussed the effort he put into the fight, stating that he threw 500 punches, an impressive feat for a heavyweight. He questioned how many more punches could be thrown, highlighting that 500 punches is a significant number for a fighter in his weight class. Fury said, "I threw 500 punches in that fight. How many more could you throw? 700. Heavyweights don't do that today. 500 is a lot of punches. I've not got any excuses. I thought I did absolutely absolutely fantastic. I give myself a 10 out of 10 rating. I thought it was my best performance in the last 6-7 years. Mind games aside, Usyk's camp has remained focused on his strategy, continue to frustrate Fury with movement, angles, and well-timed punches. The first fight proved that Fury's size and power, while significant, could be neutralized by Usyk's superior boxing IQ. Tyson Fury's relationship with the IBF title began in 2015 when he won the belt after defeating Vladimir Klitschko, ending Klitschko's reign. However, just weeks later, Fury was controversially stripped of the IBF title for not facing mandatory challenger Vyacheslav Glazkov due to a rematch clause with Klitschko. This incident marked the start of a challenging period for Fury, and he has yet to reclaim the IBF title since. Tyson Fury expressed frustration with the IBF, claiming they made a lot of money from sanctioning the fight and noting that they haven't ranked him in their top 15, even though other organizations have. Despite this, he acknowledged that his fight with Usyk was fantastic, regardless of the outcome.
All right then, so I lost it by a point, yeah, on a split decision. If I didn't get a knockdown, well, not a knockdown, but if I never got a count in round 9, then I've won it, haven't I? You know, so I don't really need to change anything else. The IBF are not involved this time, so I can't get a shit result from them. You know, they got paid off me a lot of money for sanctioning the fight, and me and Usyk did a fantastic fight regardless of the result, and it was an unbelievable fight from two fighters. The IBF have not even rated me in their top 15 in the rankings, when everybody else has.
Tyson Fury expressed his frustration at being forced into the position of fighting for the undisputed championship, knowing that the IBF wouldn't be cooperative. He suggested that the IBF's actions had impacted his career, especially regarding their decision to strip him of the title in the past. Fury said, "I was forced into a position to fight for this undisputed match when I knew the IBF would not play ball." Fury emphasized that the IBF's decisions had tarnished his record, giving him a loss despite not valuing or ranking him as a fighter. He voiced his dissatisfaction with how the organization has treated him throughout his career. He added, "They're the ones who f***ed me on my career, really. Not my career, but on my record. They gave me a loss when they don't even rank me or value me as a fighter." Fury's camp has been tight-lipped about specific changes to his strategy, but it's clear that he intends to come into this fight in better shape, both physically and mentally. The British heavyweight is known for his unpredictability, and many are curious to see what adjustments he will make in the rematch. Meanwhile, Usyk is not resting on his laurels. While his victory in the first fight cemented his status as one of the best heavyweights in the world, he knows that a rematch with Fury will be just as dangerous. The Ukrainian has continued to train rigorously, focusing on maintaining his conditioning and refining his already impeccable boxing technique. The pressure is on Usyk to not only defend his titles, but also to prove that his victory in the first fight was no fluke. Eddie Hearn discussed the adjustments Tyson Fury needs to make for his rematch against Oleksander Usyk, suggesting that Fury should adopt a more aggressive approach. Hearn noted that Fury did manage to hurt Usyk in the first fight and had some success, but also warned that aggression plays into Usyk's strengths as a counterpuncher who thrives on his quick footwork and pivoting abilities.
In this fight, I feel like Fury probably needs to be more aggressive. He did hurt Usyk in the first fight and did have success. But also, when you're aggressive against Usyk, that suits him down to the ground because he's a tremendous counterpuncher. His feet are tremendous. He pivots in and out sideways. I just think, you know, I said I felt like the first fight could be a little bit boring because of the clash of styles. It was a brilliant heavyweight fight, and I think this fight will be brilliant. Again, I really do. I think Fury will go for it. I think he'll either get knocked out or he'll win by stoppage. I don't think this fight will go the distance this time.
Eddie Hearn spoke about Tyson Fury's mentality following his loss to Oleksander Usyk, suggesting that the defeat likely affected Fury more than he lets on publicly. Hearn believes this is ultimately a positive, as it will drive Fury to be even more determined and focused going into their rematch. Hearn said, "Tyson is much more of a determined competitor than sometimes he lets on, so I feel like the defeat would have really eaten him up, which is a good thing. I hope it did, because it's going to fuel him for the rematch." Eddie Hearn further emphasized the difficulty of beating Oleksander Usyk in a rematch, noting how Usyk absorbs information throughout the fight, making him an even tougher opponent the second time around. Hearn pointed out that in their first fight, Usyk managed to dominate and outmuscle a much larger, 6 feet 8 inches, 20-stone Tyson Fury, something Usyk had never done before. Hearn added, "I think once Usyk has beaten you, I think it's very difficult to beat him the second time, because this guy kind of inputs data during the fight. And don't forget that in the first fight, he bullied and beat up a 6 feet 8 inches, 20-stone heavyweight, which is something something that he's never done before, but that's what he felt he needed to do to win the fight. As fight night approaches, the stakes couldn't be higher. For Fury, it's a chance at redemption, an opportunity to erase the memory of his first loss and reassert himself as the king of the heavyweight division. Sugar Hill Stewart, Tyson Fury's trainer, shared his straightforward prediction for the upcoming rematch, making it clear that he favors a knockout victory. Known for his aggressive and offensive training style, Stewart mentioned that a knockout would be ideal, as it would eliminate any uncertainty from the scorecards. Stewart said, "I like knockouts, so I like to see a knockout so we don't have to listen to the scorecards." For Usyk, it's a chance to solidify his legacy by defeating one of the most feared heavyweights of this era twice in a row. Sugar Hill Stewart, Tyson Fury's trainer, was asked if there has been any change in Fury following his first fight with Oleksander Usyk. Stewart responded by stating that, to him, there hasn't been a significant change because he knows Fury so well. He pointed out that for those unfamiliar with Fury, any perceived change might seem new. But for Stewart, it's clear how competitive and driven Fury is, especially when it comes to how he feels about certain things after a fight.
Listen, I know a lot of Tyson, so I've seen everything about Tyson. So it's not a change for me, maybe to those who don't know him. But for me, I know what he's like, and I know how competitive he is and how he feels about certain things.
He pointed out that for those unfamiliar with Fury, any perceived change might seem new. But for Stewart, it's clear how competitive and driven Fury is, especially when it comes to how he feels about certain things after a fight. With both fighters motivated and prepared, the rematch promises to be an epic showdown that could shape the future of the heavyweight division for years to come. Shane Fury added further confidence to his brother Tyson's potential in the upcoming rematch, noting that even if Tyson doesn't make any changes, the fight would still be close. However, he emphasized that with a few adjustments, there's a strong chance Tyson could secure a stoppage. Shane expressed that the Fury camp is confident in this possibility, believing that Tyson's ability to adapt will ultimately lead to a decisive victory. He said, "A good performance last time. If he doesn't change anything, it'll still be a close fight. But I think with a few adjustments, I think he might get the stoppage. As a matter of fact, we're quite confident he's going to get the stoppage." Shane Fury, Tyson Fury's brother, shared his thoughts on the rematch with Oleksander Usyk, expressing confidence in Tyson's ability to adjust and win. He emphasized that if the rounds are judged fairly and from a neutral perspective, the fight will be very close. However, Shane believes that with a few key adjustments, Tyson can go beyond just winning and potentially secure a stoppage victory. He remains optimistic that Tyson's ability to tweak his strategy will make the difference in the rematch.
You want to do, but if you judge the rounds properly and you look at it through a neutral point of view, it'll be a close fight. It'll be what it'll be. But I believe if Tyson does do a few adjustments and do the adjustments, work on them and get him out there, I believe he can get a stoppage.
Who will come out on top? Can Fury make the necessary adjustments, or will Usyk once again prove too skilled and elusive for the Gypsy King? The world will find out on December 21st in Riyadh. Stay tuned with us for this fight of the century, happening once again in just a matter of 7 months. Do share your thoughts in the comment section below, and don't forget to subscribe the channel and hit the like button so we can give you more of this.